So I'm going to jump right into some Teacher Appreciation Day cookies. And I'm going to go faceless today and narrate this tutorial. So on the outline of this cookie, I am doing a 15-second icing consistency. And with the flooding, I'll be doing about a 12 second. So anyway, this cookie is going to be a notebook paper cookie, and I'm going to add a jumbo paper clip to it, as you will see coming up. Some decorators don't like going clear to the edge, but I'm one of those that prefer it. It takes less effort in the long run. And after I let the icing dry, I put it into the food dehydrator for 30 minutes. And I am going to take a food writer marker, blue, and just draw the lines on with my Pico cookie projector very lightly as to not damage the cookie. And actually I did let these cookies dry overnight after that 30-minute dehydrator. That way otherwise it was kind of hard to draw lines on it with a marker without punching through the icing. And this rectangle cookie I like real well. I like the rounded edges on that. I got that from Kaleido on Etsy. The links to all of these cookies will be, or at least most of them, will be down in the details of the video. Of course, I didn't have to use a cookie projector for the lines on this cookie, but I just like the way it turns out. They all match that way. Gives them a professional look. So again, the icing on this is about a 15-second outline consistency, and the flood coming up will be about a 12-second as well. That's the way it will be on all these cookies, so I'm not going to really repeat that. And I chose to do 2 bags of each color, the outline and the flood. It just a lot more control, but I had time to do it this time, so I went ahead and saved myself a little effort there. I like to use my stainless steel scribe. It works wonderfully. Kind of a no-nonsense scribe, but it just works really good. You can get that in Chalkboard halves. And here I'm using my airbrush, using, of course, brown. Amerimist is what I like to use. And this is my cordless airbrush that you can get on Amazon, and that link will be in the show notes below too. Really easy to clean up. I'm crazy about it. Here you'll see I'm using a wide stainless steel spatula so that the cookie doesn't crack when I move them. That helps a lot when you have a bigger cookie. And of course here I'm using the Pico projector again. Again, I didn't have to do this, but I like the professional results of these. And I just got a picture off Google to trace from it. And the cookie was good and dry. Like I said earlier, the dehydrator for 30 minutes and I rested them overnight. As you see, I'm using Amerimist chocolate brown again to do some shading on the apple. This brown is a darker brown than the ruler, but it is about a 12-second consistency. Enough you kind of have to jiggle it down a little bit. And I chose to just go ahead and do kind of a wet on wet. The leaf is pretty stiff. It's probably about a 16-17 second consistency, nice and soft, like a toothpaste consistency. I have pretty good results with not having color bleed if I do like the stem and the leaf together. As long as I pop them into the dehydrator for 15-30 minutes, they turn out just fine. For the cookie chalkboard, I decided to do, again, the outline and flood consistency. It goes faster for me this way. That way, when I get the frame done around the chalkboard, I can just go real fast to just fill it in. So to make the background like an eraser has been used on a chalkboard, I just took a white food coloring gel pen, and then I took a cotton swab, and you don't see it on camera, but I had a wet paper towel and I just kind of pressed down on it and just went ahead and kind of smeared over that, and then took that same white pen to write the A+. This is a cookie cutter. It's going to say difference maker on it. And originally I guess it was made for a teacher's appreciation. But I actually this year am using it for a young man that is graduating. And he is going to be a cop. So he's going away to a college to become a cop. And I just thought it was fitting because he will be a difference maker for that. And that cookie cutter will be listed below in the show notes. The apple stencil that you're seeing here, I make, and I will try to have that in Shop Gotta Haves pretty soon for you, that you can order there, as well as the stencil holders. I sell those too, and you can get them for a pretty good price, so go over to Shop Gotta Haves to see that. And I'm going to use Super Red and Merry Mist color in my cordless airbrush. And I could have made two stencils in one, one for the apples and one for the leaves, but I didn't do that. I just made it one, and it turns out just fine that way too, as you will see. And I let these cookies dry again in the dehydrator for 30 minutes. These I did not let dry overnight, but 30 minutes was fine with this as long as you're gentle. And I always test it like you see on the paper towel to make sure the spray's good and it's not clogged or anything. And I did put, as you saw, a mesh, silkscreen 110 mesh over the stencil to prevent color bleed. And if you have not done this just works like a charm. You'll love doing it this way. Makes it nice and crisp and clean. It'll take a little bit more of the gel on top, the Merry Mist, to get through that silk screen, but the results are really great. And then I just let that dry. Doesn't take long at all, just a matter of even 15 seconds, it's dry. And I went ahead and piped this on. And this is about a this is about a 15-second icing consistency to do this. It was almost a little bit too runny, but I made do with it. It turned out just fine. And here is a cookie cutter flip I decided to do with the Teacher's Appreciation. This is a boot, actually the bottom of a boot, like the print of it. And ever since I got this cutter, I kept seeing a pencil, like a jumbo pencil, and I love caricatures. So I decided to just make a pencil out of this. And it's the first time I even used the cutter, but I thought they turned out just wonderful, and I hope you enjoy them as well. And this cutter was, there's only one place on Etsy I even seen anything that resembles this. And I will, of course, leave that link below for you. But it's really cute. I'm excited to use it for the first time for the actual cowboy print boot. And I just let the icing dry before I poke the holes into it. Kind of looks like that metal work around the pencils. I thought that turned out kind of cute. I like adding little hints of the real object into it. And I didn't mention, but this gray is, it's about a 12-second consistency. These are my favorite markers of all time. If you've been following me for long, you know I go on and on about these markers. They're the Nomika food color markers, and you can get those on Amazon. I'll link those below as well. But I love them because they're a very soft brush tip, and there is so much color in them. After, let's see, it's been about 5 years, and it's just now starting, and I use it constantly, this black one. And they're just now starting to lose their potency of the color, but I still keep it around because it just keeps putting out the color. But these, I like them that they can be a nice broad tip brush, you know, or else a very fine tip. And you'll see, I have 2 of these. This one is really losing its potency, but I thought I would use it. It came in handy for roughing up the eraser, like it has eraser marks on it from the pencil. But I used the same concept with a wet paper towel and just kind of sponged the Q-tip onto it to scuff it up a little to make it look dirty. So tell me, what do you think of this cookie cutter flip? I enjoyed doing it. I hope you did too. Did you like this set? And if you do, please like and share. It helps spread the news and helps this channel. And please become a WeCookier. We would love to have you on this side so you can learn all about the cookie world. You take care. God bless. Bye-bye.